Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Christina, coming to you from the Catio. And today our convo is gaining your self-worth back after the narcissistic abusive relationship is over. And that's whether you were discarded like I was, or if you decided to leave your narcissist abuser. By the time the end of the relationship occurs, I'm sure the narcissist has done a fantastic job of dismantling the person who you were. They have taken everything about you and somehow made it into a negative. They probably have gaslight, into believing that you're not lovable, that you're the problem, maybe that you're the abuser, you're a narcissist. They'll stop at nothing to destroy you. And they want to take away all those wonderful qualities that you embody, because even though that's why in the beginning, that's what attracted the narcissist to you, they can never embody it. So from day one, they have set out to destroy you and destroy everything that makes you you. So it's highly important after the discard or the relationship ends and you leave to begin to build back your self-worth and your self-esteem, the person who you are. And I'm sure if you've been watching enough videos, you know that there's three versions of yourself. You have the person you were before you met the narcissist. You have the person who you became when you were with the narcissist, which was mostly an extension of them. And then you become the third version of yourself, hopefully the best version, which is the version after coming out the other side of narcissistic abuse and thriving. But how to really get there? When I first was trying to start building back to a healthy mental state, my therapist suggested that, and she did give me surveys, but to write down my positive traits and that I show strength in. And it was very difficult in the beginning because I didn't even know what my positive traits were. I guess, the first thing that popped into my mind is like, well, obedient, because that is what I was. I had to be loyal, because loyal to a fault. Um, Basically all the things that I couldn't even recognize what was good about me anymore. What was positive characteristics of me? I had no idea. I couldn't hardly name any. So she provided me with a very long list, and I wanted to just read some of these to you, just because sometimes we forget what really is a strong positive trait in ourselves, and what we could have self-worth and be more confident about as we interact with people on a day-to-day basis and feel a little better about ourselves. So this is just a few. There's many, many more that are on the list, but I just figured I'd give you a few that really jumped out at me. Being determined, helpful, patient, have a sense of humor, being honest, generous, modest, trusting, resilient, independent, reliable, decisive, forgiving, humble, organized, open-minded, being positive, showing empathy, leadership, kindness, loving, and loyal. Now, these were just a few on a very long list that my therapist provided me. After I spent a week kind of pondering and going over this list, and like I said, there was many more added to it, the only ones that I could really check was empathy, leadership, kindness, loving, and loyal. And only reason why leadership is because I feel that at work, I do lead my work team in a way that everybody is happy, we all get along, and everybody seems to be more inspired and motivated to work. So I think I'm a pretty good leader. I'm a pretty good manager and boss. But that was only because of work. The empathy, I know I have that to a detriment, to a fault. The kindness, I try to be a kind person. I will put on a more harder exterior. And, I guess when I say that, I don't mean I come across hard and brash. I mean, I'll, kind of cut jokes, and, I don't take compliments well, and, just always kind of turn the conversation from anything that might be reflecting on me, whether it's, oh, you look nice today, that's a pretty dress, or, anything like that. I don't feel comfortable, or I didn't, and I'm working towards that. And of course, I try to be loving. I'm loving to my animals. By the way, Mrs. right here, hanging out once again. She is not camera shy. She is like the least camera shy of all the cats. So you'll probably be seeing a lot more of her. And loyal. Now, I think loyalty is something that I do tend to display, whether it's to a place of business, to friends, family, and of course to the narcissist. I am loyal to a fault, which usually winds up hurting me. But it's very hard for me to not demonstrate, like, okay, in the work setting, in previous jobs, I didn't have a great boss. I love my customers. I love my coworkers, but my boss was not great. And he would say things and do things that were just in poor taste, and quite honestly didn't reflect the position of the company in which he held. So I stayed, though, because I wanted to stay for the customers, for my coworkers. And finally I realized, change isn't always bad, and I needed to focus on myself. And that's what brought me to the wonderful job I have now, because I took a chance. I put myself out there, and now it's my workplace is just, it's a wonderful, happy environment. I love going to work every day, and I'm so fortunate to have the team of people who I work with, because they are the most amazing group, just a dynamic group of people with all different mindsets, and they bring so much to the table. It makes me and my job of being a manager so much easier. But enough about work, because I could go on probably all day. But to gain my self-worth, I had very little to start with. After 18 years of abuse, I had nothing. I felt like I wasn't worthy of anything. And I still have times where I feel like, yeah, I'm not lovable. No one's going to love me. He was right. The narc was right. And then I just bring myself and focus myself and my attention back on to the list of positive traits that I embody. And it turns out when I look at this list, I do feel that I am doing much more. It's just, unfortunately, we all get into this mindset where the little things, just the being, having generosity, being helpful to someone, being kind, we don't look at those as positive traits. We wind up looking at the, extreme version of that. When you see somebody who really embodies a trait and they just take it and run with it, and you're just sitting there going, wow, that's not me. I wish I could be that person, or I wish I could have that kind of confidence. But the thing is you do. We all actually have a lot of positive traits. You just have to understand that not all positive traits are like something huge. Not everybody is a hero. Not everybody has a job where you're saving lives all day, or, something like that. Just because we do kind things, the little things. And sometimes that's what counts in life, is the little things. And really, if you want to start healing from narcissistic abuse, I suggest writing down a few things. Even if you can't name a bunch, just write down a few positive traits that you feel you embody. And tell that self to you. Put it on the mirror when you get ready in the morning. Put it on the refrigerator, someplace you're going to look. And just remind yourself that, hey, even if it's 3, 5 things, whatever, those 3 or 5 things, that's what makes us us. It comes to us naturally. It comes to us easily. And the best part is those positive traits, when you start really recognizing that even the little things add up to make us who we are, and that we are a good person, that we aren't all bad. We aren't the villain the way we've been betrayed. And we're certainly not lovable. I know that that's sometimes hard to understand and hear. especially when you're first coming out of the narcissistic abusive relationship. But trust me, you will gain your self-worth back. It's going to take time. It's a struggle. I still struggle daily. And so I would love to hear, if you could drop comments below this video. Tell me some of your positive traits. What do you feel that you embody, your strengths? And, just leave a few comments. I would love to hear your feedback. And I'd love to talk to more of you in the community. And that's the thing, is this community is so great because we're here to help and support each other and bounce ideas off of each other. And maybe you have a way that you've come out of narcissistic abuse and were able to gain your self-worth back a little bit easier than just like what I did by writing a, sticky note, and just so I could see it every day as a reminder. I'm sure there's many other things we can do that's going to help that process and help us get our self-worth back, self-esteem up, and feel better about ourselves overall. So anyways, guys, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I would appreciate you giving it a like, thumbs up, subscribe, share, anything you can do to help push this kind of content out onto YouTube, so that way more people in the community have access to it and might be able to get out from their abusive situation a little sooner. So until next time, take care, guys. Bye.